Welcome back to my cozy corner of the internet. I'm Mayastar, and this is the Mayastar Podcast. I teach energy healing courses online through Mayastar Academy, share spiritual guidance and mystical musings on the Maya Muses blog, and provide healing, ritual, and spellcasting services as a starseeded shaman and professional witch. And today we have a new energy update. I've chosen the Cat Tarot for our etheric explorations today. This one is a new deck to me. This was a gift from my nephew for my birthday last year, following the death of my cat after 16 years. All of my birthday presents were cat related. But happy to report that Tipsy has become one of my familiar spirits, and she has come back to me several times since her passing and is definitely a fixture in the Mayastar temple. So this reading is going to be the first one I've performed with this deck for the collective, for our energy update for the week ahead. Now, as with all energy updates, please take only what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. These readings are designed to inspire and uplift you. So if it doesn't inspire and uplift you, just ignore it. But if it does, then that's great. And hopefully these cards will give you something to reflect on over the week ahead. And we'll be starting with the dominant energetic influences. So these are the positive energies that we can connect with over the coming week. Let's have a look and see what we've got. And we have the Page of Cups. It's quite a comical card. I'm going to have to show it to you. It has to be seen to be believed. Here we go. We have a cat drinking out of the toilet. Now, that's quite hilarious, really. But there you go. It's not usual for the Page of Cups to be drinking out of the toilet, but the Page of Cups is usually talking to a fish that's in a cup or communicating with a fish. It's about inspiration and connecting with your dreams and your imagination and that kind of thing. So I would say from this actual depiction of the card is thinking outside of the box might lead you to some solutions this week. Thinking outside the box, using your imagination, going with the flow and being open to other ways of thinking about things and doing things. But the Page of Cups is a card of intuition. So it could be that this week, tuning into your intuition will give you special guidance. Stay open to the possibilities and pay attention to your dreams, your impressions of your dreams, if you don't remember them in detail, could still hold important messages for you. And one of the good ways of bringing your intuition into your life in a much more grounded way is to start writing down your dreams when you first wake up, because this enables you to translate those energetic and ethereal impressions into something tangible, into words. It's almost like an act of magic. And so if you can tap into that ability to ground your intuition, then you might find some real solutions to problems this week. practical opportunities could come from your imagination if you can tap into it just right. But please don't follow the guidance of the cat, and please don't stick your head down the toilet this week. That will not help. That's a funny card. That is a funny card. But they are based on the traditional Rider-Waite meanings, even if the depictions of the cards are based on cat life. If you've got a cat and it drinks out the toilet, perhaps this week you're supposed to stop your cat drinking out the toilet, or perhaps your cat's going to help and inspire you in some way. Who knows? Oh, we've got the second card. It jumped out. The second card is the potential opposition we may face. And this week it's in the form of the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune isn't a negative card, but for this position, the card is read in its shadowed aspect. And in its shadowed aspect, the Wheel of Fortune is about being in a rut, because the Wheel of Fortune is usually about changing things, like flipping the script. If things have been going badly, all of a sudden there's a turn in your fortune and things start going well. When this card is in reverse, or we're reading the negative aspect, it's like however things are at the moment, you're kind of blocked and it's not changing. Changes are not occurring the way they should. You need to be open to those possibilities, especially, you know, when things are going badly. You can get stuck in a rut because you lose sight of the fact, you lose sight of the context of your life, because you're so fixated on the problems that you have in the present. You can lose sight of the fact that it might just be a blip, and you become so invested in having the problem that you're blocked to any potential solutions. So obviously the dominant energetic influence is telling us to keep our intuition open, to go with the flow a bit more and be open to new possibilities and open to the guidance that the universe has for you. It might come in the form of dreams, hunches, feelings. Look out for repeating numbers. See if they're offering you any guidance this week, pointing you in the right direction, because there is something going on that's going to help you move beyond blockages this week. If you're feeling stuck, rely on your intuition this week for that guidance you need to get things moving again. And now we're going to draw for the potential opposition we may face. And now we're going to draw, whoops, sorry, I nearly dropped the cards. Now we're going to draw for the focus and meditation card. Now, the focus and meditation card is something you can use just for reflection, as a journaling prompt, if you feel guided to, and it may give you further insights or antidotes to potential problems, but we'll see what comes up. And what do we have? Oh, this is interesting. We've got the Knight of Cups. And what's really strange about this Knight of Cups, apart from the fact that it follows on from the Page of Cups, well, there's a couple of things that are interesting about this card. First of all, now we've got a cat that's drinking out of a bowl or cup that somebody's left there. So something else to reflect on. The Knight of Cups is often a bit of a messenger card, and bringing communication, loving and caring communication, but it seems very different. The energy that's coming through from this card is not the traditional Knight of Cups. What I'm seeing is an upgrade from the inspiration that helped this cat remember to drink out of the toilet. This cat is drinking out of a cup of some kind. So this cat has got a better source of water. The water could represent inspiration or imagination. Water is symbolic of the unconscious mind and our intuition. That's why it appears in the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is drinking out of a toilet. He was inspired to do that. But the Knight of Cups is drinking out of something else, probably a more human cup. And there's also an owl hanging on the wall behind him. So he's developed some wisdom in his approach to seeking his sources of water. And that water could be his inspiration and imagination, his creativity. All of those things can be tied to the element of water. So that's something for you to consider this week. If you want to use this as a journaling prompt, think about the sources of inspiration and intuition that you can tap into. Think about what feeds your imagination and how that has developed into wisdom over time, because the fact of the owl's presence in this card certainly gives the impression that wisdom has developed, and it may be to do with your natural instincts and intuition, things that you've learnt along the way, perhaps by working out how you've developed new skills and new insights through your intuition in the past. You can work out how to move on from any blocks that you're facing in the present. Also, the Knight of Cups is also a card of apology and forgiveness. Do you have something that you need to forgive? Are you hanging on to resentments, negative attachments of that kind, where you're looking for some sort of justice or even revenge, any sort of negative emotional attachments that you might have that you need to move past because they are creating a block? Because here we're looking for the development of wisdom, and here we're looking for new sources of inspiration and intuition that you can connect with. So if you're used to connecting with your intuition in one way, perhaps this week is time to try connecting in another way and see what comes through. And don't forget that you can also get the daily energy updates on my social media and on the Maya Muses blog at blog.mayastar.net. So I hope these cards have given you some ideas for your week ahead, something to think about, something to reflect on, and I hope they will support you on your journey to wholeness. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or if anything here resonated with you. If it didn't, don't worry, move on. And you can also check the daily energy updates and affirmations and see if they resonate with you. They are much more centered on the law of attraction, maintaining a positive mindset. And you'll find those all over the internet. I'm on Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, various places. So I hope that helps. please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, hype the video if you can, and share it with a friend if you know anybody that would like some inspiration for their week ahead. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next week.